table and we taking our portions. Of course, the discourse is a sativa show where the content and the guest is unbelievable, but we speak in codes. It's the podcast of the culture, so you already know. We from that big West Coast, boy, where it never snows, where the topics get hot, but the rosin is cold. Here's the next episode, yeah.
Welcome everybody to another show of Joint Forces. I'm your host, Luke Scarmazzo, and with me, I have a very, very special guest. I have Bay Area recording artist, model, dancer, the founder and owner of Kokos, an event and entertainment company, mom, Belarus native, and Ukraine war refugee, stage dancer for Snoop Dogg, songwriter, singer, and my guest, Nika Cocos. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast. Yeah, I'm Nika Cocos. Now I'm an artist. Recently I moved to the States from Ukraine. So
How recent was it?
it was 1 year ago.
A year ago.
When I came to the States. Yeah. So I'm really excited to be here today and share some
Is this
of my story.
Is this your very first podcast that you've been on?
It's my very first podcast in my life.
All right.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. So this is your first podcast in your life.
First time, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for that honor. That really means a lot to me. I followed you like on the surface when I just saw, I said, okay, I see a girl here who does music, beautiful, talented. But then when I really started to look into your story and saw that you had just came from Ukraine, fleeing the war, were born in Belarus, I said to myself, Nika has a way deeper story than just what I'm seeing here on Instagram. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I wanted to get you on the show and just kind of talk with you about it. Let's start at the beginning. When you were born in Belarus.
Yes, I'm Belarusian.
Okay. How was that growing up there? What was it like?
Yeah, it was a great time, but every time I wanted to move from Belarus.
You're like, I love it, but I'm ready to leave.
Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to move to some big city like Moscow or Kiev.
Right.
Because all my life I had a dream to be an artist, to be a performer, to work on some
From
events.
the time you were a little girl?
Yes, actually, yes.
When was the first time that you got into music?
First, I wanted to be a dancer.
Okay.
I did dancing when I was a young girl, maybe from 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I wanted to be a dancer in a nightclub.
Okay. At 12. Very ambitious.
Yeah, it was a dream for me. And at 18 years old, I started to dance in nightclubs in Belarus.
Okay. In the town that you were
in my hometown.
Okay.
It's called Vitebsk.
And it's a small hometown, right?
Yeah, it's really small hometown. And after I moved to Minsk, the capital city.
Okay.
And I did dancing. I had also my company with dancers. So
Okay.
we did a lot of events in Belarus, in Russia. And after I realized that I want something more than just to be a dancer.
Right.
And I realized
What made you want to do more than dancing? What was it about dancing that you saw that what it was lacking for you?
Every time when I danced in nightclubs, sometimes they had some big artists.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt not really good. I felt like all people, they look to the artists, but
Right.
not to the
Not at you.
dancers. Yeah, not
Right.
at me. I wanted more attention.
Right.
I wanted to be on the center of the event, not just like a background dancer.
Yeah, not just a decoration.
Not just decoration. Yeah, you're right. So, and then I started to make music.
Nice.
It was when I was like 21 years old.
Okay, nice. So you're making music in Belarus. You you form a group, right? With, you said 4 other girls at the beginning?
First, it was 2 girls in
2
Belarus.
girls.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was a duo. Yeah, it's called Kokos.
Coco.
So I didn't change my
You
stage
kept
name.
the name, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, you like the name. It's a good name. I like it too.
Because it's my way. I wanted to change something.
Right. And then you take on 2 more girls after that?
After that, how I said, I wanted to move to biggest city than Minsk.
Mhm.
And I moved to Kiev,
Okay, the capital.
the capital of Ukraine.
Yeah.
And
That was a big change.
Mm.
From your little town to go to the
Not
capital?
not like now. You know?
Not like coming to America.
Yeah.
Little change. You thought it was big then.
Yeah, so it was the same language, the same culture.
Right.
Yeah, I could speak with people
Right.
on my English.
So in Belarus, they speak Russian?
Yeah, we speak Russian in Belarus.
Okay.
And at that time in Ukraine, in Kiev, people also
Speak Russian
spoke
as
Russian.
too.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't change the language, and I came to Kiev. I did a casting, and I found 3 girls to my group, Kokos.
Okay.
It-
So now it's you and 3 other girls.
in Ukraine, it were me and 2 other girls.
And I saw something that you were on Russian radio. Is that true? You guys got a song on Russian radio, you and the other girls?
It was when I lived in Belarus. So
Oh,
in
okay.
Belarus, we already started to do something to be famous. We did radio. We did some interview on the famous like website.
Radio show or website?
Yeah, but it was not a video. It was like they just
Audio or transcript?
Yeah,
Written, like a written interview?
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, and we already have some audience in Belarus
Okay.
and in Russia too.
How long are you in Ukraine for doing the music before you have to leave?
I think it was about 1 year or 2 years, about maybe 1 year and a half.
So you're there a year and a half and the war starts.
No,
No?
happened another thing. So I had a baby.
Oh, you had a baby?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get to Ukraine and have a baby.
Yeah. So I had to stop my music career in Ukraine
Okay.
because I didn't have time for that. I didn't have energy.
Okay.
And I stopped it maybe for 4 years because of the baby.
So you took time off to be full-time mom.
During that time, I forgot how to talk with people, how to go outside because I was all time at home.
All in the house, that's it, right?
Yeah, I was all time at home with my kid.
Right.
I didn't talk with people. I didn't work.
Was the dad helping you? Where was the dad at? Was the dad with your son at the time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people helped me.
A lot of people.
But-
It takes a village, right, to raise a
But
kid.
when they helped, I just wanted to go to sleep.
Right.
I didn't want to do music.
Right. No, I feel you on that. It was your one break, huh? You're like, okay, I got a break. I'm going to go to sleep
Yeah.
now. And then when you're right about to go to sleep, all you're thinking about is doing music.
Mhm. You're
No, I
right.
feel
Yeah.
you on that. How long are you there before you have to end up leaving?
So I lived in Ukraine for 5 years before I had to leave and move to Canada. But when I lived in Ukraine in December 2021, so
Okay.
2 months before the war, I saw a lot of news from the States and from Europe that Russia about to start a war in Ukraine.
Whoa.
So yeah, people saw news, but people didn't believe it. They thought it just like pollution games. Maybe
Right. Like this
maybe
ain't
a
really
few-
going to happen.
Mhm. Yeah,
And it
but
did.
me as a mom, I wanted to.
You got worried.
Yeah, I wanted to protect my kid from the war.
Right.
And when I saw the news, so I booked tickets to Thailand.
To Thailand?
Yeah, to Phuket.
Okay. Why to go to Thailand? Just to go? Just to get out?
You know, it was really cold in Kiev.
You want to be somewhere warm.
Because of that, it was really hot in Thailand.
Okay. That's not a bad reason to be warm, to be hot.
I remember it was like minus 10
oh my
degrees
God.
on Celsius. On Celsius.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, like I want to go to some warm place.
Right.
Yeah, and we went to Thailand just like for vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It was 1 month before the war in January.
Okay.
And in February, the war started.
Right. And are you still on vacation when it starts?
Yeah, we were in Thailand.
You're on vacation when the war starts?
Yeah, we didn't see the war. So yeah, we were safe.
So you don't even get a chance to go back, do you? Do you get to go back?
Yeah, we couldn't go back. And all our things, all my clothes, all my son's clothes, all
your property, all your
toys,
things.
property, car, everything stayed in Ukraine. And what I could do, I just watched the news every day, every night. And I saw that my town in Kiev, where I lived, it's called Bucha. Mm-hmm. It's a suburb of Kiev.
Okay.
So I saw that in the very first week of the war, the Russian forces, they occupied our town.
Area, yeah.
And how I know, many people were killed there.
Wow.
And I saw the chat of our neighbors, and I know that they were hiding in a basement with their kids. They didn't have food and water, just a little bit. And it was really a hard time, like about first 2 weeks of the war. Right. And some people, they tried to leave Bucha by car.
Right.
But they were killed on the road.
So you going on vacation may have saved your life and your son.
Yeah, I can say yes. But it was, it was not like a vacation.
No.
I went to Thailand because of the news about Ukraine.
You were actually, you were making a decision to go there. And that was smart. That was very smart of you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So then you can't go back and get any of your things, your whole life. You have to. So how do you decide where to go?
So when the war started, people thought it just will be maybe for 1 month or 2 months. So we thought we just
might be over
have to wait.
Right.
And people didn't believe that it will take some long
years.
Time. Mm-hmm. So I decided to go to Poland, because it's close to Ukraine, and we can go to Ukraine when the war will finish.
Right.
But after I realized that it will take some time, and we can't go back to Ukraine for maybe 10 years, maybe more.
Man.
So I had to find a new home for us. I heard that the US is one of the most developed countries in the world, with good medicine, with good education, and with great career opportunities.
Well, you're right about some of that stuff, not all of it.
Well, no.
No, I'm just playing. No, you're right. Like I feel you. And
for sure, I wanted to move to the States.
But you don't pick to come to this. You don't come to the States right away, right? From Thailand, you end up in Canada.
Mm-hmm. Because at that time, the States, they didn't provide some
visas
for Ukrainian. It was just the beginning of the war.
Right. Yeah.
And I received visas to Australia and to Canada.
Australia and Canada.
Yes. So I choose Canada because it's close to the States.
I'm glad you picked Canada. Australia would have been too far. Yeah. I don't think you would have had as much fun in Australia.
Oh, I don't know.
Australia, I want to go there. I've actually never been there. So no hate on Australia. Listen, I love Australia.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like just for what you want to do, for music, for your career, I feel like you've picked the right move.
But after winter in Kiev,
Right.
I wanted
You wanted somebody real warm,
Yeah.
and Canada is not that warm.
Yes. So because of that, I wanted to move to Australia.
Right.
But after, I think in the last few days, I decided to go to Canada.
Right.
But already I found apartment in Australia. And
So you're just chasing the world, finding wherever the hottest is, right? And you're like, I want to live there. It's the hottest.
Mhm.
I can take you down to the desert, down south by LA. It's like 120 degrees. It'll be crazy.
For now, I feel like it's very hot to me. I want to go to some cold place.
Now you're like, okay, I've had enough of this California heat.
Yeah.
All you need to be here is like for like a month in the summer. And it's like, okay, wow, this is hot.
Yeah.
In my city of Modesto, like when I was a kid, it would get like 110. Like my birthday month is in July. So during my birthday, it would always be really, really, really hot. And so whenever I think about like the times when I'm a kid, it's always like hot, hot, hot.
Oh.
So I can feel you on that. Like sometimes it's too hot in California.
So yeah, now I want to go to some place where it will be cold.
So you land in Canada. You do not know a lick of the language of English, of French, of anything. That has to be like really scary, right? Like just completely crazy to you. What did it feel like?
The most scary time for me it was when I was at home at Kiev with kids. So when I came to Canada, I was excited.
New place.
That it's new place, new opportunities, and I started to do my social networks. I started to do it every day, post content, follow people from Canada.
You really started to get on the social media.
Yeah, when I moved to Canada.
Yeah. So you get to Canada. What is your first job in Canada?
So when I moved to Canada, I didn't speak English at all. But I had a dream to work in nightclubs.
Oh yeah, your 12-year-old little girl dream to work in nightclubs.
Yeah.
And now you're in Toronto and you can fulfill that dream.
Yeah, and I haven't been in nightclubs maybe for 5 or 6 years. So it was my dream.
Right.
But I saw that I'm very old for it because in Ukraine, if you are 28, it's old age.
Is that right?
Yeah.
28 is retirement in Ukraine for the girls.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, I thought I'm very old, and people and nightclubs don't want to hire me as a dancer.
They're like, "Yeah, girl, you're 27 years old. It's over with." You're like, "What? I just got out of college."
Yeah, so I didn't say nobody that I want to work in that club. I thought people just will smile because you went
right. You're like, I'm too old already to work in a nightclub. I'm 28.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I had that dream.
Okay.
And one time, the general manager of one of the most popular nightclubs in Toronto, he texted me on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Out of nowhere.
I remember that I followed him.
Okay.
I followed him. Yeah. But I didn't know that he's a manager. I followed
you were
all
just
people.
following people around Toronto, and he happens to be the major nightclub owner.
Yeah.
Score.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he asked me what do you want to do in Canada?
Right.
I want to be a dancer.
And he's like, well, I got nightclubs.
Yeah. But he sent me a number of the owner of entertainment company.
Okay.
I texted to her. I sent her a video where I dance, and she hired me to work in nightclubs.
Right on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I started to work in nightclubs.
How long were you there before you started?
1 week maybe.
A week?
Yeah.
You got a job dancing in a nightclub within a week of landing. Wow.
I think
That's special.
it's because of my Instagram. So it's really helped me in my life.
It's because of a lot of things.
Maybe.
No, congratulations though. I mean, listen, that's not the story of like, you having to find like, working these 5 jobs and having to like, really struggle to like, it was meant to be for you to be there. You were literally there a week. You get your dream job as a 12-year-old girl to dance in a nightclub.
Yeah, and I didn't have to speak English. So
you didn't even know any English, right?
Yeah.
What were you using, like Google Translate to talk to the person?
Yeah, when I came first time, the owner asked me what language do you speak, and she started to use Google Translate.
You're like, whatever language you want.
Yeah, so it was easy for me and for
good.
her too. And when I had a chat with girls with the owner in WhatsApp, I used Google Translate.
Right.
So
Man,
it was a
that's
dream
lovely,
job.
right? Man, we gotta love technology. I love it now. I was in prison for 15 years, right? So I came like from prison to like all this technology. And it was like me learning a new language. It took me like the first year to really like learn how to use the phone well and learn how to use the computer, like all the stuff that I hadn't used in so long. It took me a while. So I can relate to you on like the scariness of coming to somewhere new, and like even though it wasn't new to me, I had been here before, but it was still like everything was changed. And it was like it took me a while to kind of get up to speed, and I like sometimes I wouldn't want to like say something about my phone or use my phone in a certain way because I didn't know, and I didn't want to ask somebody like in front of other people because I didn't want to seem like I didn't know what was going on. So yeah, I can relate to you on that. You're in Toronto, you're dancing in nightclubs. When do you end up making your next move?
So after 2 months, I moved to Vancouver.
Okay. And then what is your first job in Vancouver?
So when I came to Vancouver, I was really sad.
Right. You didn't want to move?
Because I saw...
You had your dream job. Why would you want to move?
Yeah, because I saw Vancouver, and it was really a small town, not like Toronto, not like Kiev, not like Moscow.
No, totally different.
It was smaller than Minsk.
Right.
It was like my hometown where I was a kid.
The place you were trying to get away from.
Yeah.
Right.
From my hometown.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the place you want to go back to. You were trying to get away from that. You were trying to go to the bigger city, and they were like, hold on, wait a second, Vancouver? It is a really beautiful city, though.
Thailand also is a very beautiful country, but people don't want to live in Thailand.
You're like, just visit. There's a lot of beautiful places.
Yeah.
Just visit. Okay.
Yeah.
Touche. I agree. I agree with you. You got me right there. Well, then you probably don't stay in Vancouver long.
No, when I came to Vancouver, I started to look for
work.
Yeah. In my first 2 days, I started to text like messages on Instagram to every nightclub in Vancouver.
Nightclub owners?
to everyone. Servers, owners, managers,
right, whoever.
Dancers.
Anybody who's going to the nightclub.
Yeah.
Who works there, going there, anybody.
Yeah.
I feel you. And do you get a job?
Yeah, and on my 3rd day in Vancouver, I was at work.
3rd day?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. So you come from Ukraine, you land in Toronto, you get a job in a nightclub within 7 days, you move to Vancouver, and you get a job within 3 days, and you don't know anybody there?
No.
Wow.
I just used my social networks.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that is impressive. Well, how long are you there for? How long are you in Vancouver?
I lived in Vancouver about a year, maybe a little bit more. 1 year and maybe 5 months.
And then you make the move to America or to the U.S. That's America still, I guess, right? North America. But we don't, in America, this is America. We don't, anybody else, we don't count. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody else. So you make your move to America after that.
Yeah, after Vancouver, I moved to San Francisco.
Wow. Okay, now you're back in the big city where people are like shitting on the street and having sex out in the middle of everywhere and crazy things going on. And parking is $50.
Yeah, when I arrived to San Francisco, I was shocked.
That's a good way to put it. You were shocked.
Yeah. I posted a story on my Instagram that I don't like San Francisco.
Oh, poor San Francisco. San Francisco Frisco is a really nice spot, but it has a lot of problems going on right now, and there is like areas that really need a lot of help, but there is beautiful places there.
Yeah, I was shocked by the crime level.
Yeah,
because I lived in a civic center. I think this is one of the most dangerous areas in
you were in the hood.
San Francisco.
Yeah, you were in the hood right there.
Yeah,
your car was getting broken into. Did you have a car yet?
No? Yeah, I had, but we had in our building like parking. So I didn't worry about the car, but I couldn't go outside because I was afraid to go outside.
Right.
And I remember that I went to a roof of my building with my son just to walk because we couldn't just go outside. It was really dangerous 1 year ago.
Yeah, you were like, damn, maybe I didn't move to the right place. Did you hear any of the dangerous stuff about America, like the gangs and like crime and any of that?
I heard, but I didn't expect how dangerous.
How it was when it was right in front of you. You're like, whoa, this is really dangerous. They have guns. Regular people like in Ukraine and stuff, they don't have guns, right?
No, we don't talk about it. Not have guns. And in Ukraine, we never see homeless people.
Right. There's no homeless. Wait, hold on. There's no homeless people?
They are in some special places. We don't see.
Like camps or something?
I think so. And part of them in a hospital.
Mm.
They don't want it, but they can't to go to the streets.
Right.
So in Ukraine, we didn't see homeless,
so you went from
crazy
seeing
people.
No homeless people to San Francisco homeless people. Wow, that's like you went from 0 to 100 real quick.
No, I saw a little bit in Vancouver, but
that's true.
I can't compare it to San Francisco. Yeah,
San Francisco, they're chilling out there. They got whole cities. They got villages out there where they're just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So wow, that's a big change, man. So when you get to San Francisco, what's your first move? What do you do?
When I came to San Francisco, first I went to get my social security number. It was a challenge for me because I didn't speak English. And in the first office, they didn't give me the document. They wanted some more documents. I didn't understand.
Listen, even if you were an American, it's hard to understand like what you need in those things. I got to go back like 3 times.
Because in Canada, it was really easy. It was like 5 minutes and yeah.
Canada will let anybody in their country though.
Mm-hmm. So I went to, next day I went to another office for Chinese people. And they helped me. And
the Chinese people helped you.
Chinese people helped me in San Francisco.
Chinese,
it was like Chinatown in San Francisco.
Right.
And so I got the document. After that, I started to find a place to live in. And I decided to move from San Francisco to some
somewhere safer.
Yeah. So I was in some different towns like Sunnyvale, Palo Alto, Cupertino, and I like that area.
Right. Yeah, it's nice. You're in the nicer area. When do you decide to really start doing music out here?
When I just moved, already I wanted to start to make music. But first I had to find a place to live in. To move from San Francisco to buy everything because I didn't expect that apartments here not furnished.
No, not that. Why in Ukraine they have furniture in them?
Yes,
wow.
Every apartment. We don't have to buy.
So there's no homeless
everything.
people, and all your apartments have furniture already in them.
Yes, and also we don't have to make contract for 1 year, so we can come out
1 month.
whenever we want. We just need to let to know the owner like maybe 2 months before.
Okay.
But we don't have to live for 1 year in apartment.
Oh, yeah.
So it's difficult here in the US. So
Yeah, they want to lock you in on a contract.
yeah. So I had to buy everything for apartment because in Vancouver I rented a furnished apartment. So I had to buy dishes, some
Oh, you had to buy
things,
everything.
everything. Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, some furniture, some stuff for kid.
Right.
It took time for me. And after that, I had to started the process of enrolling my kid to American school.
Mm.
So I couldn't make music and take care of my kid
Right.
at the same time.
No, you have to do what's your priorities. You got to get your kid in school.
Yeah.
I bet his English is really good, huh?
Yeah, he teach me.
He teaches you English, huh? He's
Yeah.
teaching you slang, huh?
Yeah.
He's like, this is what the kids are saying, Mom.
Mhm.
You're going to be over there talking like you're like a millennial. So how long does it take you before you get back into doing music?
On May, I started.
In May? After you get your license?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, because without a car, I couldn't go, for example, to
Studio and
to
do-
photo shoot, video shoot.
Right.
Yeah, because here in the Bay Area, you can't live without a car. For example, in Vancouver, I didn't drive a car. I just
Took public transit, like train and stuff like that?
Vancouver is so small, so you can just walk.
Oh, yeah. You're walking to everybody?
Yeah,
You're like, I'll be there in 5 minutes.
I just walked.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in America. Not in
Mhm.
anywhere in California. You need a car.
Yeah.
Even if you're just like 10 blocks away, you need a car. I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes. So in May, you start making music. So that's like a year ago. You start making music.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to start in May.
Yeah.
I tried to start, but because I had to do English music,
Right.
it was a change for me.
A big change.
Yeah, because my English is very new, and I didn't know how to express my thoughts, how to find rhymes in English.
Right.
So first, I decided to find some producer who can write a song for me.
Okay.
First, I started to write to producers
Uh-huh.
here and ask what is the price for that. And so I found a producer. I asked him to write a song for me, to write lyrics and a beat.
Hmm.
And he sent me it, and I didn't like it because
You're like, this sucks.
yeah. So and he didn't want to change it. He didn't want to return my money.
Oh,
So
no.
I just lost money, and I didn't
Oh.
receive the result. And also it took time because he didn't
Took a long time.
so slow. Yeah.
Right.
So
That was a bad one.
yeah, it was my start.
Bad start.
I wanted to go to like claim, but people told me that the claim system.
Yeah, it would have took you years.
So don't
don't worry
do
about
it.
that.
Yeah.
No, they're right.
Yeah, it was my first real experience in the music industry in America.
So your first experience in the music industry, you get ripped off.
Yeah.
Damn. That sucks. But you find another producer, obviously.
So I started to write the lyrics by myself.
Okay.
How I can.
Right.
I used everything like translating a context.
Right.
Just Google Translate.
Right. You're back on Google Translate.
Yeah. Everything. And I made a short song on English.
Okay.
So I recorded that song, and I made a music video.
Okay.
I had a photo shoot, but after I had some pause after that, and after I started to write 4 new songs.
Okay.
So I recorded 5 English songs during that time.
Okay. So your first 5 English songs.
So it was my first step in the music career in the States.
Okay, your first stab at the musical career in the Bay.
Yeah.
Shout out Bay Area. What made you not want to just go back into working in the nightclub?
So for first, it's really dangerous here, I think, in San Francisco, because I was in nightclub and I tried to take Uber from the nightclub to home.
Mm-hmm.
And all drivers sent me a message. They are afraid to go.
They won't come pick you up over there.
To a nightclub at nighttime. So it looked really scared for me.
Right.
After I went to different nightclubs in San Francisco.
Right.
And I spoke with managers. And I asked about dancers. And they told me that they don't have money to have dancers every weekend. Mm. They did it before, like maybe 2 years ago. But now, like, it's very expensive for them. Right. But for example, in Vancouver, every nightclub, they have dancers for Friday, for Saturday. So it's I didn't understand why it's so different.
When you were dancing in the nightclub in like Vancouver Friday, Saturday night, those clubs are big, right? Those are really, or the Toronto clubs were really big, right?
Toronto, but in Vancouver it's small clubs. But almost every nightclub have dancers.
Right.
But here I was in big nightclubs and they don't have dancers every weekend.
When you were dancing, was there any guys in there like trying to approach you on sex, saying, "Hey, I'll pay you for sex"?
I'm not dancing.
You're not stripping?
I mean, in my life, it happened a lot, and in nightclubs and not in nightclubs too.
Right.
But yeah, when I'm dancing, guys think that I can do
whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, guys, they tried to ask it in Vancouver, in Canada. And here, even if I not dancing,
where was the most? Where did the most guys ask you? Vancouver, Canada, or the United States?
It was in Vancouver, because in Vancouver people more chill.
Right.
They are more fun, going to somewhere for fun.
Right.
And they don't work hard like in the States. So yeah, in Vancouver it's vibe like for chilling, for some.
So it's like a party scene.
Yeah, in the summertime, the people they go to boat parties. So it's almost every day some party. On Sunday they have like brunch party. So they go to party on Sunday. On Saturday, on Sunday they go to brunch party. On Monday they go to tequila party.
It's like a 7-day-a-week party.
7 days a week.
Damn.
Yeah.
No wonder there was guys asking you for sex there. They're partying all day long. That's crazy.
So yeah, I think people, they're different in Vancouver, and it's like normal for them.
Wow. I didn't know that about Vancouver. I didn't know they got down like that.
Yeah, you should go to Vancouver.
I might have to go vacation over there. Wow. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's to vacation and then leave. I don't want to live there though.
Yeah, it's like a city mostly more for old people.
Oh, okay.
Because there are no opportunities for work, like a little bit.
Right.
So it's difficult to find a good job in Vancouver. So I know many people from America, when they're retired, they go to live in Vancouver.
Okay. It's like Arizona.
Maybe.
Yeah. There you go. If you want to go to Vancouver, it's just like Arizona. So you have a single out right now, right? She's on Fire, or She's Fire, right? Is that what it's called? What's your latest single out right now?
The last one, She's the Fire.
She's the Fire.
Yeah.
Did you just write that recently?
Not recently, but it took time for me to practice on English.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to hide my Russian accent.
Why? I like it. Your Russian accent is sexy. It really is. Don't try to hide it. I think it's cool. And I think in music, if you continue to do it, I think it'll be dope.
I know,
continue to like expand your vocabulary, right, in English to where you can understand and be able to express yourself how you want to, right? Because there's ways like when you have the language barrier, sometimes it's hard to express yourself, right, in English.
Sometimes it feels to me like people here, they don't take me seriously because of my English. And for example, sometimes I want to say something or explain something, but I can't find the right words on English. And it feels to me like people think that I'm not really smart.
Right. Just because you don't know the language.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm smart. I just don't know how to say the word.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, that is just American, like, dumbness, like American dumbness. We have this, it's a big word. It's called American exceptionalism, but it's where we think that we're better than everybody else. So because you can't speak our language, like people will start to say, oh, you must be dumb. And it's just not, it's just foolish. Like, because obviously there's people from all over the world that are very, very intelligent that don't speak English.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like people don't want to have any businesses with me because of my English level. So it's language barrier, and it makes harder the way to connect with people in the States. But I never felt some like discrimination. So people support me here, but I didn't find friends here yet. And sometimes I feel like lonely here because I don't have people with who I can spend time.
Yeah, because it's like you find that hard to like make that connection and that communicate with them, right? So then you're like, when you hang out with somebody, it's hard to feel like you're supposed to be there. If I can't really talk to you, or if I can't really like, I have a lot of friends that are Mexican, and we go to a lot of like events that are like everybody speaks Spanish, and I can speak a little bit of Spanish, but sometimes the people I bring don't speak any Spanish. And it's hard for them, like, because they feel isolated, like in the corner, and nobody can talk to them. And so I understand, like, it's difficult when you come to a new place and you can't communicate with people. And that's why, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the show to tell your story, was because of how interesting I thought your story was, and because of the need for it to be told from you. Like, I thought it was so cool. Like, not only that you were over here doing music and that you were trying to like hustle and make something of yourself, right?
Yeah.
But that like you were doing that all while trying to learn English, while trying to raise your son, while fleeing a war in Ukraine, while having all of your stuff, all of your property of your whole life left over there. Like, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, but I really like people here in the States. I like their mentality. They are very kind. They smile a lot. In Ukraine,
listen, you don't have to be that nice to Americans. It's okay. You can be like, some of you are assholes.
Yeah, in Ukraine, we don't smile at all.
Nobody smiles in Ukraine. It's too cold to smile. Everybody's cold up there.
And generally in the States, it's easier to me to communicate with people, because usually I'm shy to text to someone first, or come up and start talking with people. And here usually I don't have to do it, and people can first text me first,
they'll come talking right up to you and start talking to you.
Yeah. So I like it. Yeah.
So you have 5 songs that you've done in English now total?
Yeah, now I have 5 songs on English, and now I started like the next step in my career. Now I'm looking for a way how to promote my music in the States with no budget.
Right. Well, you're on a good spot right now to do it.
Yes.
Where can they find your music at?
So my stage name is Kokos.
Okay.
I have my music on all platforms, on Apple Music, YouTube Music, Spotify. So.
And that's COCOS.
Yes. So my first song, the most popular, it's No Rules.
No Rules?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can type Kokos No Rules and you can find my music.
I saw that a lot of your songs are like very sensual. Like very sexual, like they're very like sexy songs. Is that like is that your personality? Is that what like describes you?
I didn't notice that my songs are like sexy, but thank you.
Okay. Well, I did. Yeah. I was like watching your videos. And I'm like, dang, these songs are sexy.
Yeah. I think it's our mentality, Ukrainians, Belarusian.
You're like, this is just normal. I'm just normally
it's
like
normal
this.
For us, yeah.
I wake up like this.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So now I'm fully focused on my social networks.
Okay.
On Instagram. So every Sunday I write a plan for the next week, what I want to do, what I want to post, and at what time.
Nice.
I write down it
very organized
for every day. And I post usually 3 reels in a week, like 1 carousel, 3 storytellings.
Okay, you're giving game now. You're giving up game.
Yeah, and I post content to other social networks like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, trailers, X, and Threads.
You're on everything. That's a full-time job.
Yeah, but...
do you do all your own social media?
Yeah, I do it by myself, step by step.
Right.
And I don't want to spend money.
Have somebody else do it.
Yeah, so I film all my content on my phone. And I use every opportunity, how you see, that I have to get some professional content. And so, for example, on the last weekend, I was invited to the event in San Jose for models and photographers. So it were about 10 models and 10 photographers, and we had a location, and it was a way for me to get free professional content.
For sure.
And also I asked photographers to take videos with my phone, and now I can use it for TikTok, for Instagram Reels, and I can post it with my songs. So this is one of the ways for promotion.
How did you learn to do your social media like that? Where did you learn to schedule it out and do carousels and do reels? Where did you teach yourself that?
I'm just doing, and I'm learning every day.
Okay.
Because if you don't start, you don't know how to do it.
Right.
You should to start to know how to do it, about everything. So when I started to post content, I started to see some new things that I didn't see before. And every day I'm learning something new, how to do it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm still learning stuff new, like new things with reels, new things with like crunching up, like
too.
Even when we do our episode here and I make reels off of it, I'm learning new ways to do it, like what hits, what doesn't. It's like hard to figure out the algorithm on Instagram, right? Like it's like some things that I think are going to take off, nobody will like. And then other things that I'm just like, oh, I posted it real fast, like in a rush, and it's like goes to like 300,000 views. I don't understand it. I'm like, damn, how do I figure this out?
So yeah, first I want to find a way how to connect with algorithm on Instagram.
Right.
Because
good luck.
I believe there is no point to make music if you don't know how to promote your music, because people won't hear your music.
You can have the best music in the world, but it doesn't matter if nobody hears it.
You can go to the moon and film a music video on the moon.
Right.
But there is no sense.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. Yeah, that's sad. So what's coming up next for Nika?
So now I'm fully focused on my content. But after, I think my next dream is to go to a tour across the states with my songs. I want to see different states, different cities. I want to get back to the stage.
Start performing again, dancing again.
Performing with my songs, with my music. Not so on the next level, not as a dancer anymore, but as an artist.
Do you incorporate any dance into your performance when you do your live performances? Do you choreograph them at all?
Yeah, I will use every that I can for my performances. I didn't start.
Do you have backup dancers? Do you have girls that come dance with you?
I'm not sure that I need it.
You got it? He's like, I don't need it. I got this, girl.
Sometimes it looks not nice because it's different
angles, bad angles.
Yeah, it makes worse the performance. So
right, no.
But first, I want to start to do it just me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do it. You do it right when you do it by yourself, right?
Yeah. So you have a vision and you can do everything how you want. You don't need to ask people how to do it.
Right. No, I agree. I agree with that too. Where can people tap in with you if they want to get a hold of you? What is your Instagram handle? What is your Facebook, TikTok? Where can people get a hold of you? Where can people tap in with Nika Cocos?
So I'm active on Instagram. People can text me or reply to all messages. So I wake up in the morning at 6:30 every morning.
You wake up at 6:30 in the morning and go through your emails and messages?
First, I walk my son to the school.
Okay.
After I clean, and after at 8:30.
Are you married right now? Because there's going to be a bunch of guys asking you to marry them. You wake up at 6:30, you walk your son to school, you come back, you clean, and then you do.
And I open my Instagram and I reply to everyone. So people can text me on my Instagram.
And they're going to talk directly to you.
Yeah.
It's not like a service or anything.
For now, yes.
Until you get big enough. When you're too big, then it'll be a service.
For now.
But you better tap in with her right now.
Yeah.
Because once she gets to
so don't wait.
in a few months, it's over with. Yeah, what's your Instagram handle?
So my Instagram, Nika Cocos, GS on the end, because I had 4 accounts before.
Okay, so at Nika Cocos with 3 S's on the end. Because what happened? They got shut down, your accounts?
Yeah.
Instagram's crazy, right?
Yeah. So it's my maybe 4th account.
It's your 4th account.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing good on it. I think it's a beautiful account. I think you're doing awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. I'm going to continue to be a fan when you blow up and when a service is still answering on your Instagram.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on the show. It was awesome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another show of Joint Forces. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. And we'll catch you later.